I just wanted to clarify for everyone that I do not teach jazz. I teach BAM. I teach Black American music and movement. And I have developed that language playing off of the word that already existed, which was BAM, B-A-M, Black American music. And I've added the M to show that marriage that happens between the dance and the music. Developed this because, one, it's a more accurate description of what I do inside of the various range of Black American culture and heritage. And I no longer wanted to limit myself, which I think is based in a white ideology of limiting yourself to a genre. Didn't Beyonce say genres are a funny thing? She's getting at this fact that, and this notion that when we limit ourselves and we box ourselves too tightly, that we're actually falling for some white supremacist ideas, because they're always about categorizing stuff so that they can stack them, versus categorizing stuff and identifying things so that we just have clarity. Music and movement tradition is a broad range and identifies and highlights that everything that Black Americans have created in this country is of value and is sophisticated. Because this white supremacist idea that jazz is our most sophisticated development is a lie that was put in our institutions or allowed. One, because they whitewashed jazz, so they weren't even telling the true history about it. But two, to say that it's the most sophisticated. No, boo-boos. Everything that Black Americans have created has been sophisticated, okay? Because it's not easy, and it never has been and never will be. The blues, the gospel, our hymns, our folk songs, R&B, funk, rock and roll, and hip-hop, all those genres are equally as sophisticated as jazz, and don't let nobody tell you otherwise. You have to acknowledge the whole spectrum of Blackness. That's because everything in our tradition is about seeking Black liberation. It's about seeking freedom. And you can find that in all the genres of music. Jazz you can find in the blues. What you find in the blues you can find in rock and roll, because everything is woven together. It is a fabric. It's not so easily separated. And we should be mindful and understand that by now, that anytime y'all start separating stuff, we should know that some whiteness is a part of it. So you can't separate us from our spiritual beliefs. You can't separate the gospel from the blues and from jazz and from funk and soul. Everything begots and begots and begots and begots. And that's what we know as a people. And we need to free ourselves from these very white supremacist ideas. Yes, jazz is Black, but we are so much more than just jazz.